Once upon a yestermorrow, a book was created. But this was no ordinary volume. Who created this titillating tome and why?
Hey, ladies. What are you doing today?
We're gonna beat some ass. Somebody.
Oh, yeah?
We're gonna eat some candy. As we bathe in his blood.
Blood! Babes! Beyond! Bizarro! Go, blood! Babes! Beyond! Bizarro! Go!
Does anyone want any more booze?
Bizarro! Go, blood! Babes! Beyond! Bizarro! Go, blood! Babes! Beyond! Bizarro! Go!
Let now the story of its creation jiggle your eye jellies and rattle your ear bangers, for this is the extraordinary story of Bizarro a Go-Go.
So, back in 2000, do I have to know the year? 2006, I started doing photography. I don't really know why I started getting into it, but I did. And then I really just liked taking pictures of my sexy self. I did a lot of self-portraits before they were called selfies. So then I got into shooting other models. So I was really interested in shooting like fetish things. Then I wanted to make this book called Living Dolls. It's girls as paper dolls, like my friends, my model friends, just dressed in their normal clothes, and I made them into like little paper cutout paper dolls. Paper cutout paper dolls. Yeah, so I did that. That was fun. I feel like every year I just kind of wanted to have something to sell at Comic-Con because I always was at my sister's booth. Ink pen mutations. Yeah, she had a lot of books out, and I started putting out my own work. After Living Dolls, I made fan Vixens, which was pretty much kind of like what the fans wanted when they were coming by, because back then, like Comic-Con wasn't that big, so I was pretty much like one of the hot babes at the convention. They're like, "Do you have a calendar?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm a photographer, so I could make a calendar." So I made fan Vixens, which was like sexy girls in cosplay. Before cosplay was popular, girls playing, Magic the Gathering and things like that was my venture for about 2 years. And then I met Sig.
I've always thought the real world is incredibly boring. I mean, whoever came up with the rules for society, they didn't have fun in mind. I'll tell you that much. So I pretty much spent my entire life bringing to life things that don't exist, because I don't know, where's the monsters, where's the fantasy, where's the craziness? Like, I've just never let that go since I was a kid. So I went to special makeup effects school, because that's the only thing I could conceivably see myself doing, is bringing some kind of weirdness to this otherwise not very weird existence. After makeup school, I had $1,000 and a shitty Dodge Neon, and I just moved straight out to LA. I didn't know anybody. I'd never been there. All I knew is that it's where I needed to be, and I was just gonna make it work. So I got out here and I was working. I actually got really lucky, and I was able to work on like Tron Legacy, Sucker Punch, all these like not pretty big, like all these really big movies. But I don't know, man, something was missing, and I kind of felt like a cog in the machine, Like the reason why I got into doing effects and things like that is because I wanted to create. And when you're a part of the big projects, they're really cool and it's awesome. I'm very grateful to have worked on them, but you're kind of just bringing somebody else's vision to life. And after a while, that was really starting to get to me. Like, I was out here living my dream, but my dream wasn't what I thought it was. And then I met Ranny, and man, she changed my whole world. The first time I met her was at some Alice in Wonderland art show, and we did this impromptu photo shoot out in front of this giant mushroom that one of our friends built. And it was funny because we didn't even know each other, and she made the joke that I was her muse, doing all these poses and ridiculous things, and little did I know that she was gonna be my muse too.
Yeah, he actually helped me with the second fan Vixens. He did some of the body painting.
Which was super fun, but you know, it wasn't, again, we were making somebody else's vision, and it wasn't really ours.
Definitely didn't really want to be just reproducing like shit that already existed. So after, you know, working with him for a little bit, we're like, why don't we do our own fucking thing?
So we decided to combine our forces and use our talents in ways that worked for us, and we were creating our unique individual vision.
Grandma! Happy birthday, Grandma!
Oh, you remembered my birthday.
So when we came up with Bizarro Go-Go, we didn't really know where to start with our weird ideas. I know we just wanted to make something weird.
We had no idea what Bizarro was gonna be. It's so funny thinking back on it. It was just, we had an idea, we wanted to make something. But, so the first idea was that I was gonna make a sculpture, and then she was gonna shoot a model in a pose that integrated with the sculpture, and we'll put the two together. And that was kind of like the basis, and the first thing that we did was a Death in the Maiden pose, which was really dark, and it was really cool, but it was more serious. And then, I don't know, it just started shifting away from serious into like more and more funny and comical, and then sexy, and then weird, and man.
Well, a lot of the ideas were like, you know, you're just sitting at Denny's and you're like at like 4 in the morning and you're like, you know, it'd be fucking funny. How about a
Medusa, but he's a guy.
Medusa. Just really weird ideas, and we would just write them down.
Oh, hey, why don't we have a creature that all he does is touch butts? That's his thing, just touching butts. Oh, and then why don't we just make an advertisement that's a repellent for these creatures that touch butts? Okay.
Drunky and late night ideas, like, oh, let's write that down. Oh, Mickey Stork, that'd be funny. Like, let's make a stork man selling babies in his back alley.
Ooh, okay, if we're doing products, how about an intergalactic tycoon that just owns everything, and since he doesn't have to compete with any other companies, all the products are shit and defective. Okay.
A lot of the ideas were kind of last minute too. Like sometimes I would have 2 models booked, and at the last minute.
Randy is like, fuck, the shoot's tomorrow. We don't even have an idea. What are we gonna do? I'm like, I don't know. What if the hobo clown from the other shoot crashed a birthday party? And then she's like, yeah. And then what if they just started beating each other up? And then I'm like, yeah. And then what if they just start throwing up on each other? Yeah, okay, sweet. And Girls Gone Bile was born. Good times.
Very like intense making Bizarro. It was just like go, 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 because we had our deadline, which was Comic-Con.
Oh my god, that poor girl. I'm bloody.
Wow.
This is so fun.
El Piñata in the house.
Look at this.
Eventually, this idea that we didn't know what it was started to shift into this like entire universe. We were literally creating an entire world with all of these weird characters and scenes and products. And it got so involved, our stories were so good, that we're like, like, man, we can't even make this just a photo book anymore. We have to incorporate story. So then we created the Encycloslesia Shitanica pages, which actually just explained all the weird inhabitants of the universe, the Bizarro Go-Go universe. So it made it for a much more like in-depth experience. You know, and I think without even knowing it, we were creating the world that we wanted to live in. It's just sexy, absurdly over-the-top, ridiculous world where anything is possible. It's funny because like before we started making Bizarro, I didn't really know anything much about Randy. Like we just knew that we like vibed and we wanted to create something. And so the more weird that we got with each other, it was like the more we opened up and embraced each other's weirdness. And we were feeding off each other's weirdness. And then we just kept trying to one-up each other with weird. And then eventually like, we were exploring these ridiculously weird parts of ourselves and sharing it with the world. It was like it was the most like rewarding experience of my life at that point.
And we put that shit together in like a couple of months. It was crazy.
From coming up with an idea, to organizing all the photo shoots, to building the props, to photoshopping the things together, and coming up with story, all together, all in like 5 months, just me and her, just like, it was just like flowing out of us, and I had never felt so like creatively alive. And I was like, this is why I came to LA, for shit like this.
Oh my god, that book is so obscure, but it's so obscure, and it's totally new, in a new way.
Some graphic shit in there, but I loved it all.
They don't have this in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I was completely disgusted by this film.
The most disturbing thing I've seen ever.
I am very overwhelmed by the images. I don't think I can forget it anymore.
I mean, it's like the stuff you watched as a kid, along with the stuff you weren't allowed to watch as a kid.
It's disgusting, absolutely revolting. It's awesome.
Like, it had some things that I had never seen before.
Nothing that I've ever seen before, actually.
Shows you like every morbid, thought that people have inside their mind, picture,
Disgustingly hot.
They're all bloody, they're all beautiful.
Definitely original.
Reach my mustache out.
That is so awesome. This book is fucking bad.
That's hot. It is disgusting and it's hot.
It's disturbing, it's weird. I'm not sure I should be enjoying it. I'm not sure I should have this funny feeling in my tummy. I don't know. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I don't know whether they're the good kind or the bad kind.
Sexy, sticky fun.
So after we made the first Bizarro, we kind of wanted to do a second one, but then we just ended up getting really busy with other projects, working on film stuff. And
a few years after we finished Bizarro, then I actually auditioned for season 2 of Face Off. And man, I botched it bad. I went in there and I was trying to be what I thought they wanted me to be. And man, I remember just watching the audition tape back. I was really bummed I didn't make it, but I watched it back and then like, so what are you gonna bring to the show? And I'm like, fun. I'm a fun guy. It was nightmarish. I did not do good at all. I could totally see why I didn't make it. Then season 7 rolled around and Randy actually convinced me to try back out again. And I was like, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna do it, but this time I'm gonna be 100% me. So this time I shot a video submission and I shot it like a docuseries. Like I was just me playing the characters talking about me. And I was like, oh my God, they're either gonna throw this out or they're gonna love it. But let's see what happens.
You came into this world, you could just hear all of heaven's children just a singing and a cooing. Ooh, ooh, coo.
Look at him. He can't even keep his goddamn hands off of cigarettes. No, we're gonna call that boy Sig. Sig Neutron.
Little Siggy sitting right there, and I looked at this teacher and I said, you don't know nothing about no monsters. If you want to see a monster, I'll show you a monster.
Oh, Jesus Jones.
I go to the studio and I see all these little creatures, and I'm just like, fuck an egg, you little bitch. That is just too freaking cute.
Oh yeah, me and Sig go way back. You might even say I knew him since I was born.
Oh, shit. God burn my balls off. Woo. Oh yeah. I just need to put a little rum in my cake like Paula Dean.
Well, it turns out they loved it. and I got put on season 7 of Face Off, and it was amazing. It was the most like stressful, chaotic Christmas everyday experience. It was just a roller coaster of emotions. Like every 3 days it was a new challenge. So it was this like high of like building amazing things you're really proud of, getting shit on sometimes, winning sometimes, friends going home, so maybe you're going home, and then like made it all the way to the end, and it didn't win, and that kind of bummed me out. You know, I mean, of course, like there's no way to not be bummed. You work so hard, and a lot of people don't know this, but basically we were in prison. Like we couldn't have access to the outside world, no cell phones. They didn't even let us have photos of our family. It was that they called it the bubble. They wanted to keep you in it. And in some aspects, I see the point of that for the show, but then on other aspects, like it's kind of cruel, and it goes against all social norms and orders. And you actually have to talk to a psychiatrist once you leave. Well, before you go and when you leave too, because like there's this weird, strange PTSD that develops from being like shut in, and it really affected me in ways that I didn't really realize. I started drinking more. You know, and then the other big thing actually is that Face Off was an amazing springboard for me, but it actually, like before I went on the show, they made me take down a bunch of the Bizarro content because it was, I don't know, Sci-Fi's legal department thought it was like too racy, or I don't fucking know, but I took down a lot, and like that was a big part of who I was as an artist. And after the show, like there was all these opportunities presented through the show, and I wanted to keep good relations, so I ended up editing myself as an artist, and a lot of my stuff got watered down, and that contributed even further to like my sadness and drinking problem, and it was a real bummer because Bizarro kind of was dead in the water, you know? And then luckily, I mean, they brought me back for the All-Star season, which I'm so thankful for, and then I ended up winning, and it was amazing, and I'm very thankful for the experience. But then again, after that, I was trying to ride that wave, and you know, I still didn't feel like I could create the kind of art that I wanted to create. So Bizarro, again, dead in the water, and I don't know, I think a part of me sort of felt like it was being shelved, and that part was screaming out through, I don't know, what eventually developed into a drinking problem. But we did carry on, we kept making weird shit, it just wasn't as weird as we wanted it to be.
You know, we did come up with that, why can't I say the name? We came up with Rub-a-Dub Beelzebub, which was like a satanic soap line. Which started out as a gag in Bizarro Go-Go, which actually inspired me to get into doing aromatherapy and like getting certified aromatherapy, because I just really wanted to get into all this like herbalism and aromatherapy, and then that kind of activated like this kind of witchy side.
So Randy went from the smells to getting into crystals and all this spirituality stuff. And at the time, like, I was just drunk and increasingly angry, depressed. I don't even know what that was about, but I'm like, I'm glad that spirituality stuff's working for you, you know, but little did I know what my future held.
I don't even know where to begin, but I had a spiritual awakening after, I don't know, a period of darkness, I guess I would say. There was a lot of alcoholism and...
I mean, living the booze-filled Bizarro Go-Go life was fun and all, but it, you know, at some point it was just too much, and something had to change. I look back on that like 5-year period of time, and it's just a blur. Like, I don't even know what happened. It's like, there were definitely more days I was drunk than I was sober, and that's pretty good. For 5 years, that's a long time to be perpetually drunk. And then something had to change, and it did in New Orleans, and man, what a story that is. I never thought that paranormal shit would help me quit drinking and get my fucking life together. But that is a different story, which I'm making a docu-series called Black Tea and Bourbon, and it'll be right here on our YouTube channel. So get excited for that one too, because it's, man, what a fucking story that one is.
And I started talking to my ancestors, got sober, it's crazy. Not crazy things happen, but crazy good things. So now after that spiritual awakening, we're clean and sober, and just our minds are more clear, and we somehow came back to wanting to, like, we're like, what can we be doing? Because we have so many gifts, we have so many tools in our shed now.
You know, getting sober finally put me back in touch with that childlike excitement and that wonder and that feeling of like creation. It's like I finally reconnected with myself. I cut out all the noise, and I started a podcast called Spewtron, where I make ridiculous songs. I always loved making music ever since I was a kid, so I got back to Fruity Loops and making really dumb songs. And then I'd take those songs and make music videos for YouTube.
No one swish like the monster when it's your bitch cop. Bitch cop is the monster of the swish. Bitch cop, take no shit.
So today I say is a wonderful day, and yes, just the same as any other day, but when
Ooh, we the culture vultures, sucking poo juice from your bullshit titties now. First in storylines, getting on fat food, hawking eyes on celebrity taboos.
I started venturing out on all of these other weird creative paths, and now it just almost seems inevitable that it's like, oh, it's time for us to get back to Bizarro a Go-Go, the world that we created, and it's been there this whole time just waiting for us to like pick it back up again and share it with the world.
Because that was like the first baby, and actually we have like way more skills and way more friends to like collaborate with. I'm really fucking excited about getting back to doing Bizarro a Go-Go, because like making Bizarro a Go-Go, like even though it was chaotic, it was fucking fun, and I just like I'm like stoked.
And I'm just so excited. It just feels so right to get back to this, especially after like such dark times, you know. But I value those I see the value in the dark times now, and I think that's when you truly experience real growth, is when you can appreciate your dark times for what they taught you. And now I'm a completely different person. I'm excited. Well, I'm a completely different person, but then again, I'm the same person I always was. It's a very strange thing, but I'm excited to be that person again with new knowledge and put that into Bizarro and make it fucking weird and make it happy and bring joy and weirdness to this fucking world. Everything seems so dark, but it's not, man. Like, all we have to do is just cut through the noise and get back to being weird and being fun and enjoying ourselves and enjoying each other. We just gotta get back to human connection and creativity and creation and imagination. That's what we're missing.
I mean, Sig's way better of like a makeup artist, and I'm way better with whatever the fuck I do, like photography and like, you know, what do I do? I don't know. You guys will see. It's gonna be all kinds of things. So actually the first Bizarro, like the original Bizarro Go-Go, didn't really have many facial prosthetics. Well, since Sig was on the show, we started doing a lot more conventions where I was in makeups and started to really get into, because before I didn't really want shit on my face, but after I started wearing the prosthetics more, I actually was able to have way more fun becoming these characters. So now, like we did like a lot of the lip sync videos and weird boudoir things with these weird characters, and that's really going to play a big part in the new Bizarro, because I'm like down to be anything. Like I actually have a pretty good comfort level in the makeups. I actually feel more fun in a makeup than without. I feel naked right now.
Ranny is a badass at wearing prosthetics. Like most people don't even realize that it's really tough. It's really hard to wear prosthetics. It's uncomfortable, it's sticky.
I think I like being in makeups because I'm a shapeshifter. I think in a past life I was like some snaky shape-shifting lady, and you know, I just like being in these makeups because it makes me feel more free to be who I am on the inside, which is really fucking weird.
Like, I can't even wear it for like 5 fucking minutes. Like, oh my gosh, the last time I did it, I decided to go as Wario, and my friend Mick was Waluigi, and Randy was Princess Shroob, and we went to San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm in this like full fat suit. I can't even get out to go to the bathroom. I have this full face on, feel like I'm dying, and then we're in the Nintendo area, and then somebody is like, all these people are fucking loving it, and I was like, oh man, and then Mick jumps on my back, and I was like, well, fuck it, I gotta go for it. So I just run the full length of the Nintendo thing, just wah, 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 wah. And like, everybody loved it. But as soon as I put down Mick, I was like, everything started getting all slow, and I'm just like, oh man, that's not good. And I realized I was having a panic attack. News to me, because I guess that's what panic attacks are. People are coming up to me like little kids, like, can I take your picture? And I'm like, Granny, I gotta get out of here. Like, I was either gonna throw up or pass out or both. And I just like looked for the next exit. And we just like, I had to get outside and like sit and just chill.
So we're about, I don't know, we're like 20 minutes in.
He's about to die.
And I almost passed out. And I'm sitting here half in my costume, half out, debating on whether or not to peel off the face. I'm not very good at wearing makeup.
It takes a special kind of weirdo to wear the makeup.
Yes, it does. But we saw Nintendo, and that was really cool. And I also forgot to draw my eyebrows in again.
It's okay. It's a new look.
But that's something I gotta get over, because in the book, Bizarro Go-Go, Rainey and I play a ton of different characters, and now we're coming back full force, and I got all kinds of fun characters planned for us, and I'm gonna be wearing prosthetics, and I'm just gonna have to fucking get over it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll be documenting that as we go along. You'll see if I can handle it or not.
People always ask me, like, why do you want to cover up your pretty face? And I'm like, because I can, because it's fun being weird and being different. It's fun to get reactions from people, as opposed to like the regular, oh, pretty girl reaction. It's more like a, what the fuck is that kind of reaction, which I really like. And then adding the awkward boner aspect to that is just really satisfying to me.
What we try to do is shake the very foundation of what it means to be normal. I mean, guess what? Normal is poorly defined and highly subjective. No, who fucking decided what normal was anyways? Like, I don't know how we live in this world that it shames people for being their truest, genuine selves. And people are happiest when they're themselves. So we're here to tell you guys that we know that there is a freak hiding under that meat bag of yours, and we're here to say that it's okay to let it out.
So I'm really just excited to get started with, you know, like our new eyes that we're seeing the world through, our new skills. Like, it's gonna be fucking crazy. We already have the first script written out, and it's hilarious and just bizarre. Super excited, you guys. Gotta check this shit out.
So now that you know the history of Bizarro Go-Go, follow along as this show documents our journey from, instead of making a book, this time we're going to bring our characters and weird things and advertisements to life to this little screen of YouTube video.
Get excited for all the sleaziness, weird bullshit.
Yeah, so we're going to have an actual episode of the show, Bizarro Go-Go, which is all the skits and the weird shit that we come up with and the advertisements. And then this show is a supplement show that goes along with and follows our journey of making the actual show.
Yeah.
And then if you want to get even more in depth and actually fund the show, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/RanCig.
RanCig.
And then on the Patreon, everything that I make from the show, from creature effects to gore gags to props, I'm going to make all the in-depth how-to videos. And so you can take these techniques and create stuff on your own. So not
really
only
milking that shit.
Yeah, so not only do you help fund this show get made, you also in return get access to even more behind the scenes content that's not in the making of show, and also the how-to tutorials and weird, sexy, fun photo shoots that supplement. Then also old Bizarro Go-Go stuff behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got a lot of that shit in the vault, unseen photos that I haven't edited yet. So.
Yeah, join our Patreon and help us bring this weird shit to life, especially in these times, because I think it's looking like this is about all we're going to be doing for a while, is making weird shit from the house. If you want to help us bring this craziness to life and get super exclusive, awesome access from all kinds of crazy things, that our Patreon is a fucking value, I'll tell you how much. We're going to cram all kinds of shit on there. And on the Patreon, we're going to be constantly coming up with fun and creative ways to interact with you guys and maybe bring in some of your ideas into the show video and all kinds of fun. We just want this fun, creative collaboration that's gonna happen. It brings some fucking light to this world because if you haven't noticed, we need it.
Yeah, we need a lot of light.
Lots of laughs and a lot of light. And now enjoy a video of Tupac running in slow motion as the credits roll.
Today is a wonderful day.
What makes it any special than any other day?
Well, the fact is, it isn't until I said it is.
So you're saying I can make any day wonderful?
Now you're catching on. Let me sing you a little ditty bop. It goes something like this. Every great story is filled with highs and lows. When you're down in the dumps, just a tap of them toes. Cause bad's gonna happen, that's a part of the game. But the way you feel about it can save you the pain. So today I say is a wonderful day. And yes, it's just the same as any other day. But when you focus on what you think and say, you realize you